Just give me an example.
Okay, well, let's for instance say they want to foreclose on my house.
Who's they?
I guess the bank.
Okay, the bank. How could you go after a bank? It's a two-dimensional entity. It doesn't exist except for on a piece of paper. You can't go after a bank.
Okay, you can't go after a bank. I understand that, but what I'm
a man could only go after another man, and man could only go after another flesh and blood entity.
Okay,
so if you want to play common law, you got to go after the man. If you want to play in the two-dimensional world, what's your name?
My name is Mondo.
Mondo, M-O-N-D-O?
Yes.
Okay. And Mondo can come after the bank in the two-dimensional world.
Okay.
So Mondo's not coming in under what we would call common law.
Okay.
Okay, Mondo would be coming after them based upon some contract that he created with them on paper.
Okay.
When you're coming after them as a man, you're coming after the bank, you're going to find somebody who actually owns the bank, runs the bank, speaks for the bank, is the bank.
Mm.
See, this is what I try to say to everybody all the time. You're not.
Okay.
If you're going after Bank of America, you believe that something called Bank of America has a voice and vocal cords and could actually talk to you, and you think you could actually talk to it?
No. It's
right.
impossible.
Right, it's impossible. So what you would So like I said, what you would do if you truly want to use common law, if you truly want to use a court of record, somebody has to be able to come forward and testify under oath or affirmation, not and affirmation or affirmation. There's two separate things. There's an oath or there's an affirmation.
Okay.
So if you want somebody to come forth and make the claim and point across the room and said, Mondo owes money. Say, okay, great. You say I owe money. Who are you? Well, I'm the lawyer for the bank. Oh, really? So you want to take that witness stand and you want to testify to that? He'll say, oh, no. It's like, why not? He says, because I don't know if it's true. I just have a piece of paper that says it's true. You say, oh, good. Would you like your piece of paper to grow a set of vocal cords and speak? And the lawyer would be like, well, yeah, that would awfully help me in my ability to testify. But the way it reads that you owe money. Well, great. It reads that. Does it say that? Well, no, it reads that. And who's reading it?
Right.
And you'll say, well, I'm reading it. You say, well, did you write it, Mr. Attorney? No. Who wrote it? He's like, I don't know. It just came out of a computer.
Okay.
So is the computer going to testify to that accuracy of that paper? No.
Obviously not. Yeah.
Is the programmer going to come forth and testify to the accuracy of those numbers on that paper? No.
No.
Who's going to come forth and testify to the accuracy of those numbers on the paper?
Okay.
Nobody.
Yeah, that's why I like your style, Carl. You cut through all the BS, man. You just cut right through all the stuff. I was listening to the call where you were talking with Joe. Actually, Joe, in a certain respect, his style is kind of nice as well, but for different reasons. But I like yours very much because we didn't write them laws, all that legalese stuff. I have no clue what all that junk means, and I don't really want to know.
Like I said, who has a good style?
Well, you have a good style because you cut through all the BS. You just go straight for you just keep it real. That's good. Yeah, I was on the call on Angela on Angela's my private audio. You were on that call when Joe came in. I think the second call when Joe was on. He was talking about all the codes. That's kind of cool, but it's kind of hard to remember.
The codes are a joke because they're coming. Say they are coming after you with code, correct?
Yeah.
What's code?
Well, code is just.
It's the codification of a public law.
Right.
Who wrote the code?
Who knows? I don't know. A
Canadian company. Oh, I do.
Okay.
A Canadian company called Thompson's takes the federal law, public law, they unroll it in the Library of Congress, and they codify it. And they make it into smaller, easier to try to understand public law. The public law could be 50, 60,000 pages long. Like the Obamacare Act, it could be 50, 60,000, 100,000 pages long. They're going to come and they're going to make it in a code that's one sentence, two sentences long. That is not the law. It's a code.
Right.
So they're coming after you with a code that some Canadian company called Thompson's comes down and they unroll the public law, and they have a whole bunch of lawyers, a whole bunch of school kids, a whole bunch of their pals and buddies. They all write what they believe the public law reads. Now, obviously, they're going to do it, read it, and obviously they're going to interpret it to their favor.
Of course.
It's just a freaking code. It's not the law.
Right.
So when they're coming after you, say, well, you're in violation of Code 1234, Code 18, Code 26, Code 16, Code whatever. Oh, that's just lovely. Now, is that the law that I broke, or is that a code that you believe may be a partial interpretation of the public law?
Yeah, I think you're hitting the nail right on the head. Because
I know I'm hitting the nail right on the head. Oh, I
know you are too.
There's no thinking.
Yeah.
I make my stuff idiot-proof.